Hello, tubelings. Here we are back once again, and the pesky critters have gone and moved it, haven't they? Look at that. So if we look in the not in the top left anymore, bottom left of the screen, folks. Bottom left of the screen. We're in beta 2.04. So the much anticipated release of beta, which was just a couple of days ago, happened. Of Elite Dangerous beta, and should we get a move on while I'm talking about this? Look, says we're heading towards Beagle 2 landing, the place where the Beagles land. Both of them, apparently. So yeah, we're in beta 2.04. So the much anticipated release of beta 2.0. I would have brought this video to you sooner. What day is it today? It's the 3rd. So the much anticipated release of beta 2.0 should have happened 3 days ago. It didn't actually. It happened like 2 days ago. And I would have made this video a couple of days ago if it wasn't for the fact that the beta 2.0 was ludicrously unstable. I mean, there were all kinds of problems with it. Consequently, in the space of 2 days, they've gone from beta 2.0 to beta 2.01, 2.02, 2.03, which I was going to record on today. And then when I got home from work today, I found that they'd updated it to 2.04. Now, this video is going to hop about quite a bit because, as you can see, all that hard work, of course, we've all been wiped. So if you remember, I had about 7.5 million credits before. Now, I'm down to 50,029 credits. So, we've all been wiped, and we've all got clean slates, as it were. Not that that's really a big surprise. We kind of knew that was going to happen. There are plenty of people on the forums sort of complaining about it, but I don't really see the problem with it. But once we drop out of look, see, jittery still, jittery. Now that's not any sort of lag on their part, because incidentally I'm playing in solo mode once again because the open play mode is it's kind of impossible to make videos. There's all kinds of laggy issues with it and things still. I don't know how much of it is my connection and stuff, but since we're here now, we're running at pretty high res, pretty high settings. So we're running at that now, and so the issues you can see there with it jittering and jumping, that's my graphics card. It's nothing to do with the connection, I don't think. It's just because I could probably do with a better graphics card, but it produces adequate results, the one I have now. And there are other things on my mind other than graphics cards. That's not true, actually. I'd like to have a better graphics card, but I'm not gonna get one because there are more important things to do. I'm actually, it turns out, going to be returning to the UK. Oh, you know what? That's loud when that happens now, and of course I am wearing headphones, so it hurt my ears. I should probably turn it down just a little, maybe, just a smidgen anyway. So let's stop here for a moment, shall we? So here we are, beta 2.04. Now I'm going to jump this video around a bit because I don't really know what to show you, because as I said before, we've been reset. So as you can see, I'm back in the old Sidewinder again, and and so as most people are. So at the moment, I'll show you some of the differences inside as well once we get inside the station in a moment, but what that means is that, of course, I'm back to 0 on the cache. So I don't really know what I'm going to show you today. I'm just going to be doing a couple of courier runs. But what I can show you is that the courier runs they've gone up like ridiculously in price. It's a lot easier to make tens of thousands of credits just by doing simple courier runs on this now. However, everything costs more. So, it's swings and roundabouts. So one of the first things that you notice is, I don't know, really look a bit closer into the heads-up display now, is that here, you know, everything's a lot crisper and cleaner. It looks a little bit more sort of fuzzy. It looks more holographic now, to me, anyway, somehow. But everything's a lot sort of crisper and cleaner. And there are things, if you don't play the game, you know, if you're just watching this because you're thinking of buying it on final release, if you don't play the game regularly, you probably might not notice the difference. But if you can, like, pull up 2 video windows and maybe go and watch one of my old videos before this, you can... There are sort of subtle differences in the graphics quality that are kind of difficult to explain. Like, I mean, the station here, Beagle 2 Landing, I've been here, I don't know, dozens and dozens, perhaps even, you know, going on for 100 times in the past. And I can't really explain what it is about it that looks different, but it does. I mean, and if we look around, so we fly around for a minute. That's not really helping, is it? You're looking at nothing. You can't really... It is difficult to tell. But, you know, everything just looks prettier. An awful lot prettier. You know, and there are other major sort of differences that they've made, which we'll talk about in a moment. Oh, I mean, the user interface, you know, you can see it's all different. And the reason you can see that is because I've got to go over here and request docking, which I almost forgot to do.
Request granted.
Again. Request granted. So, we're going to go in and dock to Beagle 2 Landing. So, whoops. Cobra coming out. Whee! Whoa, another Cobra! Ah! Someone suggested in one of the forums the other day something I think should be a very, very good point, which is that perhaps these stations might be better served having an entrance and an exit rather than the same entrance and exit. I mean, it's something I think most of players of Elite have thought at some point. But now, of course, you know, it can get busy. The other thing is, you know, it's alright when it's NPCs, they use this docking computer, which I haven't actually stuck around in the hangar for long enough to see whether they've improved that in this new version of beta. But the docking computer just takes them forever to get through the hatch there.
Docking successful.
And if there's a big...
Engines disengaged.
Yeah. It's alright with a Sidewinder, because of course you can just duck out to the side, but if you, like, in something... I don't know, really big, like an LT9 or something like that, you can't, you know, you need every inch of that docking space. So if there's a big queue of ships waiting to come in, you know, they're NPCs, they're not going to wait and sort of go, no, you go first, by all means. So, no, that's not really going to happen. So I'll go inside the hangar, I'll see you in a sec. So, Starport Services. So, you know what one of the interesting things about this whole thing is? That they've even... Like, some of the sound effects have even altered. Like, they've replaced them since the last version. I mean, this is you know, it's not like the 106 and all those. This is a major update. I don't know when the next one will be after this, but this is a major update. You know, we've all been wiped. There's lots of changes. Big changes. And I'll show you around some of them now. But just look around in the starport there, and if you can, go and sort of compare it, the view that you've got from the cockpit here, to one of the videos that I posted before, and you can probably see the differences. And, you know, everything's just sharper and cleaner, almost sort of kind of less cartoon-like, although I didn't find it, you know, that's a bad analogy, don't you, just ignore me. So we're going to Starport Services. Wow. And here we go. So you've got Beagle 2 Landing, right? And you can see already they've changed a lot of this stuff. For example, see now they've got universal cartographics here, where you can sort of buy or sell information on the various star systems, or some of them that are being discovered. So this is one of the things, you can go out and explore new star systems and do that sort of thing. If we go to I've not looked at the shipyard here. I can actually afford a hauler, so I might do that for the next video. I might have gone up to a hauler just to sort of get some trading in. So now if we go to outfitting, you'll notice that this has changed quite a lot. Whee! So, you can look around. They give you a much better view of the ship. I don't really know quite why my engines seem to be burning away there. That can't be good, surely. Anyway, so, you can see the thrusters from there and these various hard points. I'll be interested to see what happens with the wear and tear on the ship, because apparently they've now added wear and tear, which you can see. I mean, you can see right into the cockpit now on there, look. See that? I don't know if you can... Whee! So, the wear and tear, everything sort of takes its toll a little bit more on the ship. And I don't know, what they've got in terms of... Ooh! Oh my god. This is all very exciting. And they've various different types of weapons now. See, look, now before you had the sort of gimbaled weapons and fixed weapons and the various classes, and that was it. But now they've got a lot more information on each one. So, like, burst laser gimbal focused, right? So, I don't know what that means. I mean, it doesn't do as much damage per second as the laser that I have now, which is a pulse laser. Then again, but you can get a low heat version, which I'm guessing doesn't do as much damage. No, it doesn't do as much damage, but the thermal load is improved, so it doesn't overheat quite as easily. And then there's the opposite of that, of course, which is the overcharged, which it does a tremendous amount more damage. And the fire rate is apparently higher. The rate of fire is a lot higher. But obviously that's going to overheat in seconds. I mean, there's just no point, is there? What is the point of that? It's just a complete waste of time. Ammo, clip size, class, rating, integrity, power draw, damage. Does less damage than the weapon I'm doing. Than the weapon I'm using now. Beam laser does a lot more damage, but of course much greater thermal load. Anyway, so there you go. That's that. It's very exciting and all that. But let's leave and do something else, because there's a lot of stuff that's changed. So there's a lot to fit in, and I'll have to cut between these quite a lot, which means I should perhaps sort of take breaks from using my voice for a while, so that I know when to cut. So, what else should we show you? Let's see. Well, if we go into... oh, I know what. See, okay. So we go into the... Okay, let's go over here. Now, no, not that side. This one. So, here's one important thing. Very, very important, right? Okay, now, I know that some of you watching this video will have been elite players in the 80s and stuff. But some of you are just hearing about this game. Some of you may not have played it, or you may not be familiar with the whole thing. But the reason it's called Elite is because that is the highest ranking available to you from the Pilots Federation. So one of the most important updates for Elite purists, if you like, from people from sort of the 80s like myself, but those that are sort of more into the rating system, is that you now have the Pilots Federation now give you a ranking. So they've incorporated the ranking finally, which may seem like a small thing, but considering that that's where the game gets its name, from the highest ranking that you can get, that seems like quite an important thing. So the symbol there, which you can see on the screen, I'll highlight it with a little box around it, but it should be quite difficult to miss. And the rank, which you can see underneath, that denotes the rank of harmless, and the little badges that you get, they change. And I'm not entirely sure the different ways that you up your rank in this now, because apparently it's not simply combat anymore. So don't just increase your rank, your Pilot Federation ranking through combat. There are other ways to do it as well. one of the things I do like about this is that finally they have incorporated this idea. In one of the last videos that I made with the Viper there, the combat one, I was talking about how they really, really needed to deal with this engine upgrade problem and get some way to upgrade your engines, and they have incorporated that into this one, but I haven't yet found a station where you can do that, but you know, I've only just dabbled with it a little bit yesterday and the day after. So let's go in the galaxy map, okay, and I'll show you one very important change for me at least. So, you know, here we go in the galaxy. Oh, look, it's poor. Can you remember that big web of stuff? You know, when I was in the LT6 and it would, you know, there's a massive spider web of stuff that would just go around. Now, look at the area now. See? This entire capsule that you've got here, this capsule-shaped thing, contains somewhere in the region of 500 star systems, other than the 55 that were there before. So now there's an awful lot, but of course out on the outskirts, and I'm not going to get a lot of this done because obviously people have who had a lot more time to do this sort of thing will have beaten me to it. So I'm not going to get a lot of exploration done before it's all been explored and sold. I think it's, in fact, I'd be surprised if it hasn't already by some of the players. But you know, when they go out to the full game and you've got like, you know, 400 billion star systems to explore, you know, there's lots of ways to get your name stamped permanently on the Elite Universe, assuming that they do that. I don't, you know, I think that's the way it works. But now, one of the things that I went on the forums and said that I'd like to see in this version of beta, which they have, and by the way, I must just say that they've been asking people what they want to see in beta 2, and there have been a lot of people complaining about it, but I have to say that almost every single thing that I could possibly have wanted from beta 2 is incorporated, has been incorporated. So I am a very happy bunny at the moment. Some of the others, not so much, but you know, who cares about them, right? So here we are at Acellus Primus, right? So let's say we want to go to Erenin, right? So if we want to go to Erenin, what is very important here, and that I really wanted to see, was from Elite Frontier, from the later 80s one, like the 1980, whatever it was, 1989 or whatever it was, the later Elite, Elite 2, basically. They had this whole thing, the system view. So there you go, right? This is an excellent thing. I love this. This is absolutely awesome. I really, really wanted this. So there's a system view. You go into there and then you can click and see what each one of these little things is. You know what the planets are called, and it gives you information down here on the left-hand side about all of these planetary bodies. Right, and then there are like Erenin 4 surveys. So now there's more than one sort of station or outpost in each place. So in a moment we'll go to an outpost, because when we go out there in a minute, I'll tell you something that I find is really, really cool about the outpost. It's awesome. But let's just go to a different system for a moment, because I wanted to show you... Oh, right, here's one that I know for a fact, because I was there yesterday. So we go to Weird, which, by the way, is even more beautiful a station than it was before now. It's just incredible. I was there yesterday. So if we go into system view for Weird, here you can see... So not only the little planetary bodies, and Weird is, of course, it's a binary system. So you can see it's got 2 stars there. But here, look, none around Weird B, but around Weird A, the various planets, way, Earth-like world, atmosphere type, Earth-like. There we go. And all that information, volcanism, silicate, magma. You know, even gives you the content of the atmosphere. Very Earth-like. Carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen. Oh, not quite so much. But then, you know, you've got the different little stations. So there's Gareth Edwards Park. And then Bacaley Station. And then, of course, Vonneberg Cooperative, which was there before. But then, of course, you've got these gigantic asteroid fields, which you can also, you know, click on. Anyhow, so let's go out of the galactic map. So go back to here. Okay, let's go into Starport Services. Now then, here's an important change, because if you go to Bulletin Board now, Let's see. Right, feeding the... what's this? We're feeding the fuel of war. Oh, no, ignore that. That's a transport thing. So emergency couriers sort. Here, look. That's not even a very good example, actually. Feeding the fuel of war. Here, help free the minds of people in invisible chains. So, previously, these missions, these courier missions, so you don't need any hold space. You see that where it says there, down at the special requirements. So there is no hold space required, so you don't need to carry any cargo at all. So you can actually, no matter what ship you're flying, you can pick up several of these courier missions and just do what I've been doing for the last few days. I haven't carried any cargo at all in Beta 2 so far. None. I just, all I've done is these courier missions. Because, as I said, I've just been dabbling into it. I've only played a couple of hours here, and then I think like about an hour the first day it was released, and then, you know, with Beta 2, well, Beta 2 I couldn't get the galaxy map to work. I couldn't really do anything, so I dipped into that for like 5 minutes, then came out. With Beta 2.2, I think it was, I played maybe an hour, and then a couple of hours last night on Beta 2.3. But all I've done so far is these courier missions. Now, in the Beta 1 series, the courier missions were just not worth doing because they'd pay you a couple of hundred credits. But now what you can do is some of them pay 3,000-4,000. So we're going to accept this one, which means going to Maya Stella Research, which is that's an outpost. So we'll go there, and then, you know, there's another. Where does this one? That's at Morgul, so that's in the other direction. I'm not going to go that one. Take that one. But see, they pay quite a lot now, so that's one very, very important kind of light cargo. Now this is going to the same system, so I might as well take this as well. So this is great, you see. So you can do lots of different. That's to Dahan. I could take that one, but I'm not gonna. You know, I want to be worried about making the video, not concerned with the clock. And believe me when I tell you, if you pick up several of these at once, which I usually do, if I come to a busy station like this, I'll pick up 4 or 5 of these at once and then rush around like a headless chicken trying to get them all done in time. So it can be a bit panicky, and I don't want to be doing that while I'm making a video. So we're going to go out and I'll show you this. We're going to head out to Ibutis, and then I'm going to take you to Maya Research Outpost, and we'll see how beautiful the game looks now, how pretty. You'll see the differences. So look, even here in the station, again, you know, go back, look at my videos or somebody else's videos from like Beta 1 or Alpha even, something like that, and look at the difference between the station. I mean, it is one of those things that, you know, if you're not an actual video game designer, it's kind of difficult. I mean, I'm supposed to be a writer, so I should find it easy to describe these things, but I find it quite difficult to describe the differences. But there's just an awful lot more detail than there was before. You know, way more detail in these stations. You know, the ambient lighting and everything is just improved. Everything just seems a lot sharper and much more, just, I don't know, I guess realistic is, you know, the thing. But yeah, see, now, here's a thing I can show you that's changed. This is great. Look at this. Can you see? Probably can't, because it won't let me scan it. Ah, there we go. You see the little symbol that's just appeared there in the thing on the left? So that is, if you look in the scanner on the left, it tells me that that is a high-energy frameshift drive wake. Right? So, for those of you who haven't already figured out what that is, which I'm sure most of you have, what that is it's a hyperspace echo, if you like, a hyperspace trail that's been left, the wake of a hyperspace engine. And it's possible to be able to scan, if you've got the right equipment, it is now possible to be able to scan a hyperspace wake like that and follow a ship through hyperspace. Of course, there are all sorts of risks involved in that. You know, you risk miss jumps and those kind of things, but let's... I'm focused on weird at the moment. I don't want to go there, do I? I want to go to... Where do I want to go exactly? Do I even know? I don't think so. Well, I've got to... Oh, I know where I'm going. I'm going to Ibuti, so I've got to go by way of Eranin. So, I mean, look, that's even without you seeing all the detail, but, you know, the... What is that noise? There was a peculiar noise going on there that I'm not... Incidentally, talking about noise, I've... you may occasionally in this one, and I'm, you know, you probably maybe won't even notice, but to me it makes a big difference. Oh, whoa, we came a long way from the station there. You may occasionally get like odd shock noises, like tappy taps on the mic there, because I've taken it out of my homemade shock mount and put it on a mic stand, because getting more and more into the sort of voiceover industry, I've got a few bits of equipment that have got to come and arrive. When I go back to the UK in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be picking up a new mic, so that should improve the quality of the audio for these things. But I've got a mic stand here, the new mic stand, so just to sort of test it out today and give it a little bit of a whirl with this and take... but I had a makeshift shock mount which put the mic a little bit further away than it should have been, but it was made out of...
Drive charging.
All sorts of weird bits and pieces of shoelaces and hair ties, believe it or not. Always ready to improvise.
4,
3, 2, 1.
engage.
Did you hear that, by the way? The computer-y Doris. She says a few new things now that she didn't say before. Like she says, 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. You know, taking a leaf out of Picard's book or something. I don't know. But yeah, she says other things as well, but I can't remember what any of them are. So we're going out to this place. We're going out to Ibutis because I want to show you...
Drive charging.
This thing that I have. No, that's just all kinds of wrong. I want to show you this outpost. So, what you can't see is that my wife is in the room with me. She's just giggling at my childish... Ow! Maybe I could do with turning that down a little bit more. Okay, so this time, definitely, while you were away there, dear viewer, so I went to the place that we were heading to there, the station, and I realised, once I got close enough, that it probably wasn't the best example of what I'm trying to show you about a couple of the things that have changed in the game. Ooh, there's conflict zone there. Let's not get involved, though, at this point, eh? So, one of the things that I wanted to show you is, first of all, these new outposts, these little orbital stations, where you're landing on the outside of the station. But one of the things to do with that I also wanted to talk about was that, as you notice as we approach here, the thing that makes these particularly beautiful to land at is that they are, unlike most of the orbiting Coriolis stations and things, these are in very, very low orbit. So you have to get really close to the planet. See how long it takes to drop out of supercruise here. It sometimes can take quite a while. This gets a bit jittery, this little animation here. Or lack of animation, I should say. Oh my god. This can take a while. See, now I hopped around trying to find this place that I wanted. Oh, there we go. So, there we are. So, Azaban Orbital, you know, it's in a lot of these outposts are in very, very low orbit indeed. So, you know, the planet really fills the screen there. But the reason I wanted to bring you to one of these ones that's in really low orbit is, you know, there are plenty of these stations now where you can land on the outside, these little outposts, and they are awesome. I love the addition of this. One of my favourite things about it. You know, there are a lot more places to visit within each system now, are the ones that are populated with these sort of things. But not just that. You know, you can, because they're so close to the planet and so on, you just get this fantastic view as you approach the station. I mean, is that awesome or what? Look at that. So, oh, the other thing is, by the way, did you notice, I don't know if you noticed when I came out of Super Cruise there, and when I came out at Beagle 2 landing, which was earlier on, that they've kind of halved the distance that you come out of Super Cruise at. So you used to come out like 20 kilometers away, now it's about 8 kilometers or something. So, oh, I suppose we better actually ask them if we can land, really, hadn't we? So, so we go.
Request granted.
So, yeah, so you're not going inside here, bear in mind, right, like you are on the others. So now, the interesting thing here now, of course, is that now I've got to find out where this docking pad is, because, but, you know, I obviously can't see it at the moment. So it's, oopsie, that's the wrong button. So it's thrust down. If it will let me, which apparently it will. Oh, I know why. Yeah, there. So it's thrust down. Where is landing pad 2? Oh, it's over there. So let's go and find landing pad 2. Whoopsie. Not too quickly there. Let's just drift very slowly by this so we can have a good look at stuff. But one of the, look at that. Now, one of the great things, should we watch this guy, see if he takes off? One of the great things about these is because you can get really, really sort of close and the people coming and going all the time, you can sort of see these ships like...
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
Yeah, well, don't worry about the landing gear not being deployed, because in a moment... Oh, there you go. Does that make you happy? There, I'll put the landing gear down. So, I don't know how long he's going to stay there for, this guy, right? But when they take off again, because one of the great things is that you can sort of see them Oh, really? Give me a break. You can see them sort of gracefully lift into the air and then fold their landing gear up, which I kind of, you know, you couldn't really do that. But you know what? I'm sick and tired of this beeping, so let's just do what the girl says and... Oh, no, no. See, now he takes off. Oh, look, there we go. Landing gear goes in. Boom. Close. And he's off. Where's he going? Whee! So there you go. So you can, you know, that's something that I think is pretty awesome. Oops. I just clanged my landing gear against one of the things there. So, you know, this is really great. I love these things. So the fantastic view that you get. See, look, all around you, you can just see there's way more detail than there was in the others. Look, even on these little crates and pipes that are sort of left around. A lot more detail.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
So, you know, everything's pretty awesome. Now, I'm sure I will have discovered more exciting and awesome things the next time I see you, dear viewer. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head off and get myself a hauler so I can do some decent trade. And then when I come back to you next time, you know, we'll be hauling or trading, or, you know, maybe we're in combat, or maybe I will show you what happens. Or maybe I won't be able to by that time, but maybe I can go out and show you what happens when you go and explore the Outer Rim territories and right out to the frontier and discover new planets and scan and discover things about new planets that nobody's ever been to yet. How awesome would that be? But until then, you know, you can watch other Elite videos as well, you know, Scott Manley does Elite videos. I haven't watched any of his if he's made any of Elite, the beta 2.04 or 2.03 or whatever. Then I haven't seen them yet. I'm going to head over to his channel actually in a moment and check out, see what he's done. Isanona, of course, always a favourite of the guys at Frontier. They keep sort of putting links to the videos that he makes and his supreme piloting skills. And then, of course, Sleepless Night Studios, which, as I've mentioned many times before, is not me. That you can head over to watch Sparrow with a Gun do his Elite videos. I'm sure he'll be doing another. He did a live stream when the thing started, but had to shut down because they were resetting the servers because of these constant updates that they're doing. But he does videos like that all the time. So wow, look at that! I can't get enough of this. But yeah, he does lots of videos like that. So head over to his website. I'll put links to Scott Manley's and Isanona's and Sparrow with a Gun's sites down in the description. If you want to see me keep making more videos, you want me to make videos of other things as well, which will be coming up in the future, but I'll make more Elite videos certainly while the ongoing sort of releases are coming out, the new updates and stuff. And as I progress through the game, as I progress through Beta 2.0, but if you want to see more and more of them, click like on the video, leave a comment. More importantly than anything else, subscribe. That little tiny Sleepless Night symbol in the top right hand corner of your screen is the subscribe button, so click on that and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. I'm going now.